Good day and welcome to Customer Effects Training videos. My name is Dale Richter and today we're going to be talking about sales forecasting in the SalesLogix web client. Now there's a lot of different terminology you've heard in concern with forecasting. It can be called sales forecasting, you could be creating a funnel, you could be creating a pipeline. All of it is basically the same thing in that we're trying to figure out what kind of opportunities we have closing in the future, so that we can plan the correct workforce, so that we have enough parts or products to sell when those deals go through. So we're going to look at all the different ways that you can use SalesLogix in creating that pipeline or funnel or sales forecast. Why don't you hold on just a second? I'm going to switch over to my web client and we'll look at some of these features. Okay, so here we are in the web client, and we're currently looking at the opportunities. And one of the things I wanted to point out here is on this screen we have a checkbox here for Add to Forecast. Now we certainly can use that to create a forecast or create a pipeline. So let me just check this box here and then show you how to do that. So if we've checked that box on several different of our opportunities, we can then go ahead and build a group based off of that checkbox. So up on the top here, I'm just going to go into my groups over on the right hand side and click on Add Group. I'll call that group Forecast. The condition we're going to set is based on that forecast checkbox. So once I go to the Conditions tab, I just want to go up to Opportunity Table, and in here we have a field called Add to Forecast. So I'm going to double click on that and we can set up our criteria here. Remember that was a checkbox, so it's just really true or false. So if we're going to say the forecast field is equal to, and then we can always browse and see what it's looking for here, because remember, when you browse, it's going to show you the actual data in the database in that field. And you'll see here it brings up true or false. So if we want it checked, we're going to choose true or T, click on OK. I'm going to take off the case sensitive and click on OK again. So our condition for this group is if the forecast checkbox is marked as checked or true or T, that is our condition. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK. It's going to create us a new group here called Forecast, and you see all the opportunities in there. If I click on any one of these and go back, you see that the forecast checkbox is checked. Still on that tab, if I go back to the list view, we see that in that list view we've got, up on the top here it says 319 records. So there's 319 opportunities currently in our forecast. Now what makes this easy to change then is that we can simply click on one of our opportunities if we don't want it in the forecast and just uncheck that box, and because that is the criteria for that group, once we go back to that group again, make sure to save your changes always. So save that change. And once I go back to that list view again, that Adacom Communications is no longer in that group because it's a dynamic group. So that's one way that you can create a list of all your forecasted opportunities. Now another way is to use our stages. Now you see here in the layout of this group we have different stages. We could sort this group just by stage here. When I look at the stages here, I have one that has an empty stage, so certainly you'd want to make sure that they all have a stage. And then we can look at, many of them are in prospect here. If I scroll down, we see some of them are in the qualified stage. And as I scroll down farther, we see needs and demonstration, negotiation. So all of those are different stages in the process towards closing an opportunity. Now, of course, you can set up your own stages that mean something to you. You don't have to use the ones out of the box here. So if I go back, I'm going to choose another opportunity here and go to that detail view. You'll see here, if I look down in my sales process, here under the sales process, we can choose our different stages based on the sales process that we have set up. Now, sales processes is a whole different webinar, and I believe there is one webinar out there already on sales processes. So you can set up a very simple sales process with maybe 5, 6 different stages in them. Then you set each opportunity to a specific stage. Now, like I said, you can easily go back to the list view. Let me scroll up here again and go back to the list view. And in that list view, you could very easily sort by that stage. You could also create groups by that stage. So we could have one group that's in prospect, one group that's in demonstration. Each one of those groups being a different section to your pipeline or to your funnel of your opportunities. So that would be a second way that you would be able to create a sales forecast in what's coming up. Let's go back to another opportunity and look at another way we could do that. We also have an estimated close date on opportunities. So on this one we have 8/11 of 2007 estimated close date. I should probably bring that up to date here. So let me choose today in my sample database here. So with our estimated close date, and I'm actually going to go out a little bit further and let me put this out in the end of June here. So if we use our estimated close date as a way to track our opportunities that are closing, we could then go ahead and set up a group again. So I'm going to go into groups and add another group. I'm going to make sure to save that change. I'm going to make sure to save that change. And now I'm going to go in and add a group again. Now this time I'm going to call it next 90 days. So this is going to be opportunities that are going to close in the next 90 days. In my conditions then, I can go up to the opportunity table. I'm going to find my estimated close date. Here's my estimated close date. I'm going to say I want that date to be within the next 90 days. So this is going to be a rolling group. Every day this could possibly change because it's always going to be the next 90 days that it's showing me. So there very easily, let me go back in my property. I've called it next 90 days, so I'm just going to click on OK there. And here my group shows me now that I have 3 opportunities that the estimated close date is within the next 90 days. So very easily I can look every day here. It's always a dynamic group, and see which opportunities I'm going to have close in the next 90 days. Again, helping me in planning my resources within the company. Okay, wait. I'm not even close to being done yet, and it's already cutting me off. Stay tuned for part 2 of forecasting in the SalesLogix web client.